Many family problems are not often seen as psychological or psychiatrist problems needing the help of such specialists. The conflicts are left to deteriorate for long because psychologists and psychiatrists are seen in our society as the mad people's doctor, and family conflicts are not seen as madness according to experts. How do you build a strong and sustainable marriage life, and who should you turn to first when you are faced with problems in your marriage? Today on the program, we'll be receiving Dr. Fon Elizabeth. She is a counselor. I am Lasha Kingsley, and this is The Agenda. I'll be right back. Hello, Doctor. Thanks so much for accepting to be guest on the program. We are glad to have you. Can you briefly introduce yourself to viewers around the world who may want to know you?
My name is Dr. Fon Elizabeth. I've been a medical doctor for 33 years, a family counselor for 10 years. As a family doctor, I treated a lot of people with stress-related illnesses. I prescribed the same medications, paracetamol, efferalgan, Valium for sleeplessness, and they kept coming back. When I started talking to them, I realized they had issues that they didn't think they were serious enough for them to go and see a psychiatrist. But they stayed inside and it was causing stress. Then I realized family problems actually lead to stress, and the stress can affect your health, affect your job performance, and that's why I started doing family counseling.
That's great to note there. And in the marriage life, what are the responsibilities of each couple in a marriage? What are they supposed to do to ensure that the marriage become a successful one?
You know, Kingsley, marriage is very complicated. It's a complex thing. But in our society today, many people don't know that. You know, young people, it's the photo shoot, it's the ashwabi, it's the big wedding, it's the crown on the head, the white flowing gown, and they don't even take time to think of the realities of marriage. That is what we see happening in our society today. So young people get into marriage due to passion, and you know that thing, the tingling sensation, the love and everything. But they don't know that after 5, after 10 years, the butterflies will no longer be in the stomach. The passion will go down, and then they need to build something. That is when they need to come to the TESHO Family Center before the marriage, or when they are just newly into the marriage, so that we take them through the realities of marriage, their roles and responsibilities in the marriage. It's a simple concept. TESHO means Team Spirit Holistic. The husband is the team captain of the family team, the wife is the coach, and the children are the star players. They form a team. They don't fight each other because they are teammates. So they start thinking, acting like teammates. That's the beginning of TESHO.
So can you, in a very distinct manner, can you state the role of each and every one?
Okay.
For example, let's start with the wife. What is the role of a wife in the marriage?
Okay. In the
what is she supposed to do?
Okay. In the TESHO program, we have like 12 modules that we teach during conferences when people come here to the family center. The first one is roles and responsibilities, titles. As a team captain, you need to work with your team. You need to work with your coach. Do you know that there are wives who know that their husbands are building only when the cement gets finished and the bricklayer comes for more cement? The man didn't work with his wife. She's the coach. You have to ask her opinion, listen to her, implement, bring her feedback. How many African men do that? Very few. So as the team captain, you need to work with your wife, the coach. The coach, you need to put the team captain in the psychological state to be able to listen to you. If you're a nagging wife, he will not listen to you. So as a woman, you need to understand what it means to communicate with a man, how to communicate with an African man, attitudes of respect. You understand? Listening. Listening is a skill that people need to develop, but very few people know how to listen. And it's something that we need to teach. Then, of course, how do you manage money as a team? If you don't manage money as a team, you'll have conflicts. How do you take care of children together? One language, one discipline. How do you do that? They need to learn that. How do you treat in-laws? Mother-in-law, father-in-law, sisters-in-law. Those are conflict areas in our African society. You know, that's why we have all these modules. The woman and the man need to work together. Coach and team captain, they're always working together if they want to score the goals.
And what accounts for many breakups that we have in our society today? Are you telling us that if these things are implemented, it is going to help curb the rate of breakups that we have?
Sure. Actually, Kingsley, the rate of breakups is because we haven't prepared the young people for marriage. The society has not prepared young people for marriage. They marry under the influence of passion, not knowing that the passion will go downhill after a few years. What has the society done to prepare the young people for after the passion? Nothing. So, when the passion goes downhill, the people panic. The young couple, they panic. A man will ask himself, am I going to stay in this marriage that has no excitement for 30, 40 years? You understand? It's like, no way. So he runs out. The woman has children now. She too stays in the marriage because of the children. And you ask her, Madam, how is your marriage? Dr. Natai had management. You understand? So, I mean, we didn't prepare them for marriage, and we shouldn't be surprised if the marriages break down.
So what should women actually do to be able to hold their husband back? So
I think it's a question of husband holding the wife back and wife holding the husband back. They should build that kind of relationship where they are happy to be together. They are best friends. They are teammates. They have stories to tell each other. They can have fun. They can joke and laugh. They have a good sex life. They bring up their children together. They have projects. They have businesses they are doing. They are working on their projects together. So it's the husband holding the wife in and the wife holding the husband in because they have a good life together. You don't stay there because you signed that paper, monogamy. You stay there because you really enjoy it. And that's what we try to do at the Family Center. Teach people to build a relationship where they really love to be inside, you know. 30 years, I've been married for 35 years. I mean, it's like yesterday.
Can you share with our viewers some of your secrets?
The truth is that my husband is my team captain. I do everything to please him so that he can be in that state of mind to be a good father and a good husband. I respect him as the African man. There are days that when he comes back really tired, I go on my knees and I remove his shoes and I bring him his slippers. Those are acts of respect and submission that will make a husband lift you up and say, you are my queen. I will do everything for you. You understand? So how many educated women will do that in our context? Very few. They're like, you know what? I'm a doctor. I will not do this. I will not do that. And that's how they have problems in their marriages.
Submissiveness. Problem of submissiveness.
Respect, submission.
You know, food too is another issue. Most African men value food a lot. So this issue, working class women, sometimes they don't have the time to cook for their husbands.
Kingsley, do you really think it's possible for a working woman to cook for her husband every day that God created? What I tell men who go to marry working class women is that, hello, mister, grow up. If you decide to marry a girl who's working, you have to realize that she cannot cook for you every day. But I also advise the women to organize themselves in a way that they can cook most of the time. Get your team. You are the coach. Get your team to work. Tell the children, you'll do me this, you'll do me that, you'll do me this, you slice the tomato, you boil the meat and so on. By the time you come back from work, everything is set out on the slab. You just take and you cook. In 1 hour, you're done. And of course, the husband has to understand that the wife cannot cook for him every day. I mean, I go on conferences, I go out of the country. How can I cook for my husband every day? It's not possible. So, mister, if you marry a working woman, know that she cannot cook for you every day.
How do you manage that? How do you manage it?
I have these open channels of communication with my husband. He understands that I cannot cook for him every day. There are some dishes that I must cook because I see the way he eats the food and I know that he loves it. So I make sure nobody cooks that for him except me. But then I talk with him. I let him understand that I would like to cook for him every day, but it's just not possible. With my schedule, I am the assistant general manager of the TEFHO company. I'm the TESHO CEO. I do counseling. I write books. I do radio interviews. I do television interviews. Where do I get the time to cook every day?
So you get him along with you, those activities?
I get him along with me. And sometimes we even go out, you know. We don't go home to eat.
Don't you think that when you are you travel like that, he stays back probably maybe go after other ladies because you are not there?
The truth is that you people have to have that kind of relationship where you communicate every time. Even when I'm out of the country, I'll call him like 10 times a day. Keep him busy. Keep him connected to you. Keep him working on the family project. Keep him busy doing something that is worthwhile. Not getting drunk, not running after girls. Not, you know, get him to do something. You are the coach. Get him to do something that he will feel good about himself. Yeah. That's what I would tell young girls.
And to this other question, there are some causes of breakups that make women to leave their home or to leave their husbands. So what are some of the causes? People come to you every day, come to this center. When they come, what do they tell you?
The areas of conflicts. First one, communication. Most communication in families, the way people communicate is often violent. They don't know non-violent communication. A woman, you see the way I talk now, a lot. Women talk a lot. So, when they talk a lot and it is violent communication, the husband will slap. And they talk of violence against women. So, they come here because the husband has beaten her several times. And she doesn't understand that it's because of the way she was communicating with him. Her non-verbal language too. Like she would talk to the man. You know, oh, make like this. And to a man, when you do that, he'll just slap you now. And then there's also the problem of sexuality. Sexuality, because couples don't understand that the first years of passion will give way to that kind of routine in the marriage. And that if you don't do something to rekindle passion, it will just die. When a woman delivers children, her body changes. She's no longer the girl you married. You need to take time to bring her up to the stage where she can love sexuality. And what do we see in marriages? The woman is just taking care of her children and the man is flying all over the place because the sex has become stale, boring, the same routine, maybe the same day, the same style. You understand? That's what we tell them. Team captain and coach, they have a very important private match to play. It's played in 3 phases. The first phase is the warm-up. Very important for the woman. Call her during the day. How are you doing? I just want to hear your voice. Hey, a woman is emotional. She'll start preparing. Then send her credit, even for 25 francs now. Then, when you're coming home, buy her 2 soya. 2 soya is only 200 francs. But for an emotional woman, that is so important. You come home, you bathe together. Then you eat together. I put food in your mouth, you put food in my mouth. Preparation, warm up. During the match, listen to your coach. If she does not put you in the field to play, don't start playing. Don't start a match with a penalty.
This is interesting.
Don't start a match with a penalty. Then you turn, you start snoring and sleeping. No, listen to the coach. When she says short passes, it's short passes. When she tells you that, no, it's paining here, don't do this, don't do this. I mean, it's give and take now. But most couples, the man will just do his thing, forgetting about the woman. And of course, the next time the woman will put him on the banc de touche because he forgot about the 30-30 rule. 30-30 rule is that the man is ready for the match in 30 seconds. It takes the woman 30 minutes to even start thinking that I can play a match with this man. Caresses, whispering good things. I mean, a woman is so emotional, and many men don't know that. So, you need to be able to develop that. After the match analysis, how was it? What did I do right? What did I do wrong? Next time, I will change. And that's how the sexuality now becomes thrilling. Many couples don't know that because they don't communicate. So we teach them communication, communication.
Like when there is a problem, probably nobody wants to talk to each other. You find all sort of comments, probably.
Yeah, and then when the man asked the woman, was it good for you? She said, mm-hmm. What is mm-hmm? I mean, she didn't like it, but she said, mm-hmm. It doesn't help the man. It doesn't help the team captain to play well the next time. So those are the things that, the skills that we try to teach. Simple things, but very important for the relationship.
What do you have to tell men?
Men, listen to your coach. If you want a wife to be a woman, to be a woman, because many women are wives and mothers, but she's not the woman of her man. The man is not her man. The man is the husband and the father. Do you see the difference? When he is my man, he thinks of me as his woman, and he does everything to make me happy. And I do everything to make him happy because he's my man. When you start thinking that way, you want to please each other. You have opportunities to do things to please each other because in your mind, you want to please the other person.
Communication is a very, very important tool. So I want us to stress on that. Can you enlighten our viewers on how to communicate, especially when there is a problem? Because most often when there is a problem with couples, you find women, they don't open up probably to talk to their men, even if they are wrong. Sometimes they just sit and throw certain slants that aggravate the situation.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. The truth is that in communication, you have verbal and you have non-verbal communication. The words that you use are very important. In some families, they use only words that belittle. They've grown up like that, You idiot, you stupid fool. When they want to talk man, you be man. Look at you. Those things destroy a person inside. Even men, shut up your mouth. When they want to talk woman, they talk. Shut up your mouth. She has ideas that she can give you, but she cannot because you've shut her off. So, people need to learn to buy a new dictionary of words that uplift and build. Even to your children, we tell her you are the best. Oh, thank God for you. You see a child just growing tall in front of you because you've valued that child with your words. And then non-verbal communication, hugs, high five, you understand? You come and see your wife with other people. You just say, una day, and you go. Nothing special. You don't give her a hug. You don't give her a loving touch. But an emotional woman, she needs that. She needs a peck on the cheek. She needs a hug. So that's communication, you understand? You don't need to tell her, I love you. You just come and meet her. You give her a loving touch. She knows that you love her. And then communication too is in things. You give her small, small things. She knows that you love her. And then non-verbal communication. How do you listen to each other? And how do you express your hurts? Because that's something that we teach here, expression of hurts. You've hurt me, yes. But when I went to express my hurts, I don't want to hurt you back. You understand? That's what some couples do. You're always like that. You're a useless idiot. You did this to me like this. No. When you want to express your hurts, say, Kingsley, you know the other day when you insulted me in front of our children, I felt so bad inside. I don't know how to make you understand. I felt disgrace. I didn't feel like their mother. When you express it that way, Kingsley will listen. But if you tell Kingsley, next time you try, you catch me in front of Pekin there, I go show you say I'm a woman. So, expression of hurts is part of communication that people need to learn. And when the other person is expressing the hurts, you need to listen. You don't jump in to justify with logic. You listen, you look at the person in the eye. There's a certain way you put yourself when you are listening to someone with empathy. And that's what a woman wants, for you to listen. Empathize. If you want to say I'm sorry, say I'm sorry. Don't justify. Don't say I'm sorry, but it's because you did this. That's no apology. Or you go and buy something and come and give her as an apology. That's not the way it is done. So many people, they really don't know how to communicate, because even when they want to apologize, they don't know how to. The ego and things like that.
Let's now dive into some of your publications. We begin with this one, Great Husband for a Great Wife.
A Great Husband for a Great Wife, yes.
What is the book all about?
Yeah, this is it. A Great Husband for a Great Wife. It's a book that God inspired. Yes, I would say God inspired that, because I had been doing a lot of speaking engagements, and people were like, Dr. Fon, write a book, because we really like this your TESHO idea. We want to be able to read about it. And I'd never written a book before. So I was doing a 40 days fast, and we went for one conference in Edea. I was not eating during break. So my friends went out to eat, and I was just in the conference hall, and I heard a voice tell me, start writing the book. I looked around.
You didn't see anybody?
I didn't see anybody. I was like, who is talking to me? Then I took a notepad and a pen, and I started writing. By the time they came back from break, I'd written about 20 pages. That's how this book started, A Great Husband for a Great Wife. It just talks about responsibilities, roles and responsibilities. It talks about the modules that we teach, money management and things like that, how the team can work together. If you read the book, you see it's so simple and it's so down to earth. Then, as the people were asking for the French version, we translated it to French, Les Secrets d'un Mariage Réussi, and then the audio book, the audio form, so that those who don't read and write can also know.
Okay, Doc. Let me come back to this other point that has been itching me. How possible is it for couples to continue to live under the same roof, even when they don't longer feel anything for each other, with the pretext of bringing up the children? How possible is that? What do you have to tell couples who are currently under this kind of process in their marriage?
The truth is that couples reach that end stage because there was nobody to help them along the way, you understand? There's nobody who marries hoping to live under the same roof and they call the marriage na roof the cover all thing, na tie heart, na management. They marry with all good intentions that they are going to live happily ever after. But in the course of time, they have problems and there's no guidance. And that is why Kingsley, this TESHO Family Center has been open to such families. You don't need to go and see a psychiatrist. You just come and talk about your problems and somebody will tell you, oh, what you did was not correct. You should have done like this. Oh, mister, what you did was not correct. Somebody who is neutral. If you take to your family members, they will support you. If you take to the pastor will say, submit to your husband. Husband, love your wife. But in concrete terms, what does it mean? Somebody needs to listen to them, give them the skills, you understand? So that they don't live in a situation where the woman says they paid bride price on me, I have my children, I'm going to take care of my children, I don't mind about this idiot. We don't want them to reach that stage. But they reach that stage because there's been no guidance.
Probably sometimes the causes might be because of cheating, and the wife, women sometimes they are very, when they want to close up, it's forever. Sometimes they say, I will no longer have sex with you. Now it's my children. I will look after my children and forget about everything.
Mostly it's cheating, It's cheating. When you see a woman take that kind of decision.
Who failed?
The two of them. In TESHO, it's the two of them. It takes two to break down and it takes two to build. The woman did not satisfy the man, his sexual needs, so he went out. So the two of them broke the marriage. But it takes the two of them to build again. The man needs to build back trust in the woman. It takes a lot of work for the woman to trust you again. And then these Android phones, this Android generation has also broken many marriages because the woman will see things on the phone. The man starts hiding his phone. The man, so they need help to build a relationship of trust again.
So what is the help you are proposing to them?
I'm proposing that the two of them communicate. If they cannot resolve their problems and apologize to each other, they come to the family center. We'll help them. They need to come to the family center so we can help them go through couple therapy and realize that they can build back this relationship.
Though I'm not being biased on this on this particular one, most often when there is a problem, even if it is a woman who is wrong, it is always a man that walks up to the woman to try to mend things. What is your message for women?
Kingsley, African men, most of them don't know how to apologize. So they might walk up to the woman. They might try to mend things. They might give wrapper. They might give money. Some rich ones even buy a car. But they don't know that for a woman, that is not mending things. You need to sit down with her, talk with her, apologize simply. Please forgive me, I am sorry. How many men know that? So walking up to the woman and doing your thing, those things, for an emotional woman is not enough,
But in most cases, when we have, I'm very peculiar, I'm talking about in cases where the woman is wrong, but wants the man to come and apologize or mend things. What is your message for such women?
It's rare. I will tell the woman, if you are wrong, madam, please have the humility to say I'm sorry to the man. Don't refuse him sex and waiting for him to always come and apologize to you. After some time, he'll become bitter and he will not apologize to you again. If you are wrong and he's the one to always apologize. Same thing goes for a man. If you are a man hurting your wife always and waiting for her to apologize, she'll become bitter. And one day, she might move out. And
because of moving out, more problems will come in. Like maybe contracting a disease or something.
Yeah, at the time she thinks she's doing the right thing because she's fed up. Most people, when they move out of a relationship, it's because they are really fed up and they don't have help. And that is why we're really promoting this TESHO Family Center. It's a family space where people can come there and have solutions to their problems. Because it's simple problems that lead to breakup in the marriage. Poor communication, a slap, a shove.
Like what you were just telling me when we're off camera, like the woman just talk through a slant.
Yeah. The thing is that women would throw slangs at their husbands. Women talk a lot. But I always tell women, madam, be very careful. Think about your words before you throw them out, because they will hurt your husband. He might not say anything, but you will keep your words inside him. He will think about them, and it might come out as violence towards you. You know, the two of you are in the house, just the two of you. I just throw a slang. Some people in this house, just two of you in the house, some people in this house. Are you even a man? And things like that. You don't say things like that to any man. To an African man who craves for respect, you're in trouble.
Thank you very much, Dr. Fon Elizabeth, for being guest on our program.
You're welcome, Kingsley. It's been my pleasure too. I hope we'll be able to help a few couples.
You're welcome.
Thank you.